State your name for the record, please.
Detective Chris Moran.
Raise your right hand, please. You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, Mr. Elkins?
I do.
I'm going to sit. I'm so used to standing. I apologize. Good morning, sir. Please state your name. So you last name for the court.
Detective Chris Moran, M-O-R-A-N, with the Roseville Police Department.
How long have you been employed in that capacity?
Just over 20 years.
What's your current assignment within the department?
I'm a detective with the Criminal Investigations Division.
What sort of duties does that entail?
It's primarily a follow-up investigating of criminal complaints.
Were you employed in that capacity in January of this year?
Yes, I was.
All right. On January 7th of 2024, did you have cause to go to the location of 26069 Pinehurst in the city of Roseville?
Yes, I had cause to be in that area.
What was the purpose for you being there that day, sir?
To assist with the investigation of a suspicious disappearance.
What specifically did you do upon your arrival?
I made the scene, the area down there, to assist with searching dumpsters for evidence or the missing person themselves.
I'm sorry, Clement, I didn't hear the date. Second or seventh?
Seventh. When you got there, why specifically were you tasked with looking in dumpsters?
The person was missing. There was reason to believe it could be a result of criminal activity, some type of violent assault. This person was absolutely unknown at that point where they may be, so we attempted to locate them. A dumpster could be a plausible place someone involved in criminal activity or assault or death of this person would put them as a means to dispose.
When you got to the scene, describe what you did, sir.
I was initially tasked with the dumpsters in the Eastgate parking lot, which is west of the defendant's apartment complex, and checking numerous dumpsters along the backside of that shopping center there.
Did you notice anything in those dumpsters on the back side of the shopping plaza?
I did not locate anything suspicious or of evidentiary value or the victim of any sort.
What did you do next, sir?
I did have a phone conversation with Detective Taylor, who at that time was in the defendant's apartment complex in a shed where the security footage was being reviewed. And he updated me and told me I would no longer need to search the dumpsters. He had viewed the video and ruled out the Eastgate Shopping Center as a potential location where evidence could be or the person missing.
Did that complete your search then for the day?
No, it did not.
What did you do next?
I then responded to that shed where the security system was and had brief conversation with Detective Taylor, and also was viewing the video alongside him of the apartment complex. He was reviewing the previous the date in question.
When you reviewed that video, did it inform your investigation in any way?
Yes.
So,
Yes. There was a point where we observed in the overnight hours I believe, I don't have the time here, a male subject in a black coat with a hood with puffy hood, gray, pushing a shopping cart from the direction of the defendant's apartment north through the lot. There appeared to be something in the shopping cart that was covered, I think, in a white sheet, if I recall, and possibly something that may have been an arm. I couldn't say for absolute certain, but appeared to be that way. He pushed that shopping cart to a parking lot to the north of his complex, where he stopped at a dumpster about midway through that complex with the shopping cart, a dumpster with a side open door where there was lots of movement.
what did you do when you saw that video?
The movement went on for several seconds. It led me to believe that it's possible this person was struggling with something that was difficult to put in that dumpster. It led me to conclude that I should check it for any evidence.
Did you ultimately check that dumpster?
I did.
All right, let's talk about this. I believe there's a stipulation, Judge, to People's Exhibits, let's see what this officer is going to be. People's Exhibits 73 through 84, and then 120 through 125.
Mr. Black,
For exam purposes only.
That is correct, Your Honor.
it will be admitted.
Let's go back to this, and I'm going to share the screen here. Give me a second. Let's start off with Exhibit 74. No, hold on. Do the share. This first. Having difficulty sharing, Judge. Give me just a second. Here we go. All right, here we are. 73. Do you recognize what we're looking at here, sir?
Yes, it appears to be the defendant's apartment complex.
Which direction are we looking here?
It appears to me to be north.
Do you remember which location or where the defendant's apartment would have been relative to this picture?
I did not visit that apartment directly. I couldn't say with absolute certainty.
Okay, but you...
I knew it was in this approximate area right
Yes, sir.
here.
I understand. Let's go to 74 then. What do we have here in 74?
That is the dumpster that I visited for inspection.
What is it, when you saw this dumpster, what caused you to investigate that specific one?
It was specific the time and location in question, given all the information we had. The fact that the video, even though it wasn't clear and it was dark, it was clear to me that the person putting whatever it was in that dumpster was struggling, which anyone who's had experience lifting a person, it is difficult if they're limp to move them around. It would take a lot of effort to get them out. It would be difficult, and it's not surprising to see that it took that long, if that in fact what was going on.
And I see that there is yellow tape on this dumpster. Who did that?
I did.
When you were investigating the dumpsters in Eastgate, did you take them off in any way?
No.
What was it about this dumpster? What specifically did you observe that made you want to put the yellow tape on this dumpster?
When I looked in and down, I saw what was absolutely certain to me to be blood from my training and experience.
Let's go to 75.
The blood was at the bottom.
Let's go to 75 here. Same dumpster, different angle, is that fair to say?
Yes.
And, 76. What are we looking at here, sir?
The most visible, in my recollection, to the lower left was blood, some of it coagulated, which often happens when the person or animal that's bleeding was in place for a while. And we can believe the person, or whatever it was there previously.
Let's go to 77. What do we have here?
Yes, just a different view of the same thing, a pool of blood that's somewhat coagulated.
Why are the placards there, sir?
That would have been placed by an evidence tech. I did not place them.
I see. 78, close-up, is that fair to say?
Yes,
79, further close-up,
correct.
and then 80,
Yes, same thing.
close-up, all right, thank you. Now, after you secured the dumpster and it was processed, what did you do next?
I secured the dumpster until I was relieved by Officer Jackson, who continued to secure it. To my knowledge, never left until an evidence tech arrived. And then after that, I was directed to go to Motor City Pawn. Lieutenant Beamer informed me there may be security footage of the suspect passing through that area.
All right. Where, let's I'm going to show you Exhibit 120. I have to reshare the screen. All right, Exhibit 120. What are we looking at here, sir?
That'd be an aerial view, satellite view of the area investigated, including the defendant's apartment, all the way up to Motor City Pond and a little bit north to Glendale.
All right. Are the pertinent places relevant to this investigation visible on this map?
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Is the apartment complex that the defendant resided in present on this map?
Yes, it is.
Where would it be located? Is there any sort of marker that is on this map that could show you where it's located?
I believe where it says Hampton Court, just north of Fraser, would be correct in this more southern point of the photograph.
So bottom right corner where the white roofs of those buildings, is that fair to say?
Yes.
All right. Where then was the dumpster that you taped off and ultimately found that suspected blood in?
It's just north of there in the parking lot. I don't know if you want me to get over and point it. Or...
Well, is there a marker on the map that shows an approximate location to where that is?
Yeah, Huntington Manor marker label. It's pretty close, just west of that marker.
So just left?
Yeah, just left of it.
And where is Motor City Pond?
That has a bright red marker in the more northern part, top of the screen.
So top left corner?
Ish, yes.
Did you ultimately make that location, sir?
Yes, I did.
All right. And did you speak with anyone there?
Yes, I spoke with an employee. His name was Todd Cherkup. He was willing to assist me.
Assist you in what way, sir?
Reviewing the video and for me to view, and then downloading it at my request.
I'm going to show you. How many different videos would you say you saw, sir?
I believe 3, if my recollection is correct, from 3 different cameras.
I'll show you Exhibit 121. I'm going to get the screen shutting down as soon as I promise. That's something I'm used to doing. All right, 121. Where are those cameras located, if you can recall?
To the best of my recollection, this would be the south side. It would be in the corner of that angled, I guess, southeast corner of the building.
Southeast corner of the building where there's sort of an indentation,
Yes.
an 90-degree indentation?
Yes, that would be a good way to describe it.
That's one camera. You said you viewed 3. Where are the other 2? So
The best I can recall, the other one is in the western peak, I think close to that western peak, or maybe just down from it.
what street is that?
That's Gratiot, northbound side.
Right. And so the one camera is on that obtuse angle of the building. Is that?
Yeah, it would be somewhere in that area.
Okay. To run parallel with Gratiot? Is that what you're saying?
Somewhat. There's a slight angle there, but yes.
And then where was the third one?
The next one, if I recall, was just a little bit north on the building, and it looks more pretty parallel to Gratiot, its view.
North being the top of the building?
Yeah.
Top of this map?
Yes.
Now, let's watch exhibit 122. 122, sir. Which one of those three camera angles are we looking at here?
That's definitely going to be the one that's the south side building and indentation area.
Looking back towards those parking lots?
Yes.
All right. Let's watch here. Oh, before we go, does this have a timestamp on it?
Time stamped 5:05 a.m.
Were you able to determine if the timestamp on the building was accurate, on the surveillance building cameras were accurate?
I can't recall on that specific.
Okay. Let's go forward here. What do we see here? I'm going to pause the video at 5:05:12. What do we see here, sir?
We see appears to be a male subject running west through the parking lot, dressed in black, a black coat with a similar gray hooded border, a similar build to the subject we saw in the original pushing the shopping cart earlier.
Continue that till its end. Now let's do exhibit 123. All right, 123 is just that screenshot that we just looked at. Is that fair? At
Yes.
5:05:12.
Yes, I would agree with that.
And 123. I'm sorry, 124 now. Which camera angle is this on 124?
That appears to be the one that's right around the corner, on the west side of the building, the more southern one.
And what street are we looking at?
That is northbound Gresham.
Right. Again, the timestamp on this?
5:05 a.m. and 40 seconds when it started, I think.
What do we see on that?
That's a subject matching the description of the subject we just saw on the south side of the building. Apparently he rounded the corner and continued north.
And let's go to, is it 125? What are we looking at here on 125, sir?
That is the camera that's a little further north, actually close to the northwest corner of the building, facing north. That's northbound Gratiot on the left side, and the north side parking lot of Motor City Pawn in view to the right.
All right. The timestamp on this?
Be 5:05 and 45 seconds.
We'll play this going forward. What do we see here, sir?
That's the subject that can be seen on the first camera and the second camera. It appears to match the description only seconds later, after the first two captured him, heading north into the darkness.
Now, sir, after you received those video clips from the pawn shop, do you have any other involvement in this investigation?
Yes.
What specifically do you do, sir?
I was tasked with reviewing the cell phone download from the defendant's phone.
How do you do that, sir?
It is downloaded into a program, Celebrite program. It was downloaded by the Secret Service and turned over to us for review.
And how do you begin that investigation or that analysis, if you will?
You plug in the thumb drive, you access the icon, it loads up like any other program, and it lists off in a similar fashion to most Windows programs, listing off text message option, photographs, Google searches, for example, amongst many other things.
All right, let's talk about that. I'm going to show you Exhibit 81. Exhibit 81, sir, what are we looking at?
That was a screenshot taken, located on the defendant's phone.
It reflects, what's reflected on that?
His name at the top, appears the registered name involved in that, personal info, his email, his phone number, and his address.
In addition to photos that you saw on the data from the cell phone, what else did you observe? You said there was another thing?
Google searches were a big part of it, text messages, to and from phone calls and duration to who and when.
Let's talk about the Google searches. Did you go through those Google searches?
Yes, I did.
All right. How many would you say there were?
Arguably in well over 100. At least 100, I think, is best visual I can give you here.
Well, let me ask you this, sir. If I showed you what's people will move for admission of, I don't know if I moved for admission, Judge. I'm sorry. Of all of those in the beginning, did I?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
By all of them.
The ones that Robbie and I stipulated to.
73 through 84 and 120 through 1.
Yes. Great. All right, sure. I'm going to show you what's been entered as People's Exhibit 82. Do you recognize what these are, sir?
Yeah, these are printouts from the extraction reports from the Celebrite program of the defendant's phone.
And those are Google searches specifically?
Some of them, yes.
So there's more than 100. There's probably thousands.
Yes, and it stipulated in my report that the ones I noted in here seemed to be, at the time, based on our knowledge, the most relevant to the investigation.
I understand. And there is, I'm going to show you 82A. Do you recognize what that is?
This is a printout of many of the searches, time and date stamps.
And Judge, I know they've been admitted. 82 and 82A have been admitted already. Just so the record is clear, 82 is the exhibit. 82A is under 1006, a summary of voluminous documents. And I'll publish that to the court rather than everything else if the court doesn't mind.
Thank you.
82A. Thank you. I'm going to put some of these on the screen here from 82A, sir. Why did you specifically choose these searches?
Based on the information we had of what could have happened at the time, these appeared the most relevant. Some searches had no bearing on the investigation based on the knowledge I had at that time.
Okay. So at 12:22 on December 22nd at 12:35:31 p.m. Before we get to that, actually, what is UTC plus 0?
The way we can take off the name of, or to get that off the screen.
We have a different name on there now.
I'm gonna get that one off also.
Especially the way it's reading right now.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, you can, for this exhibit, you can move it down to here, but other exhibits, they'll have to be.
Get rid of it. We can proceed, just be asking questions. All right, you guys coming in, let's proceed.
Yeah, Judge, I can try to do it a different way here. Let me try this. Maybe if I just share it like this, it'll be a little smaller, but.
You may proceed, we'll bring them in.
Yeah, just all right, let me ask you this, sir. What is UTC plus 0? What does that mean?
It's universal time. I think it's a global time stamp that doesn't account for time zones.
Do you know what our time zone is relative to UTC?
I believe it's 4 hours
Okay.
difference. I can't. This was
Do you
discussed
know or are
earlier.
you guessing? I know what you guess.
I don't want to
Okay.
tell you exactly. It was discussed earlier, but I can't recall.
So if it's UTC plus 0, is that telling us that that's actually the UTC time and not?
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk first about the 12:22 at 12:35 p.m. UTC time. What was it about that search that caused your suspicion arrest?
He, quote, searched, telling God I want to kill someone. I felt that was very relevant.
And now we have 3 of them on 12:29 at 4:22. Why were those important to you?
9mm silencer, Roseville, 9mm silencer, Roseville, Michigan, 9mm silencer, Roseville, Michigan. That would be very relevant. Silencer is a tool that is commonly used to, baffle the sound of a firearm.
Just a second, Bob, would you let Mr. Hirschman come through, please? Thank you. Go ahead.
Silencers is a accessory that would be fixed on the muzzle of a firearm that baffles the sound. So if you were intending to commit a crime and you did not want as many witnesses to potentially hear the gunshot, a silencer would be an appropriate tool.
Now, later that day, a couple hours later, 12:29 at 6:34. Why that one?
Murder out of rage X. I did know the victim was an ex-girlfriend. That felt relevant to me.
All right, now, on January 2nd, at what is 12:48 UTC time, what are our 2 searches there?
Shotgun through pillow. It is speculated by me that shotgun, it could have been a typo on his part and he was repeating it or not. But to put a gun up against a pillow, people have done that in an effort to muffle the noise, similar to what a silencer would do.
Do you know what day Miss Elkins went missing or was last seen?
This was reported on the 4th. I believe it was a few days prior that she was last seen.
And now, later that day on the 2nd, 6:11 UTC time, what is that one?
Asking, can you track a location when a phone is off? Someone committing a crime who had their phone on them might be concerned that the police could prove where they were at the crime scene, even though their phone may be off. People may be concerned about that.
And the last one here on this small selection, on 1-5, why did you, at 6:31 UTC time, why did you choose that one?
What happens to the trash after it's picked up? I found that very relevant because the dumpster, I found blood in that dumpster, so if he had placed the victim in the dumpster, he would definitely be very concerned as to where the dumpster, the trash would go with the body.
All right. I'm going to show you now. You turned over all of those. You created a report about all of the
Yes.
searches that you saw,
Yes.
and that was placed into the Roseville Police Department's overall report for this case.
Yes.
Did you said earlier that you looked at some screenshots and photos. Do you recognize 84?
Yes.
What is this?
This looks like a location search. Time from pickup spot to where he intended to go.
From
If he had been attempting to travel. So it looks like up here from Glendale Street or in the approximate area close to Motor City Pond, if I was to look at that map like that. That blue dot would represent that area.
And do you know, is this from an app or is this from some sort of screenshot from something like that?
If I recall, it was from, appeared to be, I think, an Uber app, like a taxi type app.
Was there any Uber accounts in that phone that you can recall?
Yes, I recall the Uber, there was an Uber account.
I'm going to show you People's 83. Do you recognize that, sir?
Yes.
What is that document specifically?
It looks like a membership card with an account ID,
But I'm sorry, what?
source Uber.
I appreciate that. I asked a terrible question, and you answered it correctly. My better question for you, though, is where does that document come from?
That came from an extraction report from the defendant's phone.
So this is an extraction report for accounts that are in the phone?
Yes.
And what is the account type that this extraction report?
Under the source,
Yes.
it says Uber.
And what is the name of the account on the defendant's phone for Uber?
It says Devon Banks.
Right. After you completed your analysis of the phone dump, did you have any further involvement in this investigation?
Yes, I did.
What else did you do?
Actually, I probably have to move way ahead here. I had the conversation with a preacher out of California.
I understand. Okay, let me ask it this way. Did you have anything more to do with the defendant or the scene at Pinehurst after this?
No.
Thank you, Judge. No further questions. I'll approach for 83. Just keep them together. Thank you.
Prior to my start of cross-examination, we take a quick break.
All right, we'll take a